have liberal arts backgrounds and educations, that the liberal arts, if anybody knows anything about the origination of liberal arts education, it actually came from a time in European history when the goal was to make sure that children were highly educated but highly unemployable. And we've adopted that same education today, and that's called a liberal arts education. The parents wanted to make sure that their children wouldn't do something as embarrassing as to go into the merchant or the trade business. So America has done a really good job in doctoring that up to be able to get people to graduate that do have some use to businesses. But if you go to a specialized private school like University of Advanced Technology, you take more than 4 classes in your core area in order to graduate. So that's one of the advantages that you have in going to University of Advanced Technology. But tell us a little bit more about why going to a specialty school like the University of Advanced Technology is so important, and the accreditation that goes along with that.
Well, I'm going to answer your statement a little bit too, if that's all right. At the University of Advancing Technology, we pay attention to applied technology learning. So our programs are designed for the job market. We look at that, we say, where do we need our students? Where does the job market need students? We're going to match the students. So they have a passion for technology coming in. We match their capacity for that, and then we prepare them to enter those careers. I would say, though, liberal arts education, what happens is there's a balance to be struck. There is a difference between being vocationally ready and being college educated.
Sure.
We do both.
Excellent.
It's really important that you're able to speak as a college graduate. It's really important that you're able to write as a college graduate, that you're not afraid to stand up and talk in front of others, that you can critically analyze information and respond to it, that you can synthesize information together and operate at all of the different levels of an education. We describe it as Bloom's taxonomy. You need to be able to operate at the highest levels of that when you're leaving your programs. So when you look at that, there's real benefit to being both college educated in a way that is fully acceptable and able to integrate into society very well, and being prepared for the job. Now, accreditation is one of the ways that you can ensure that. So UAT is HLC accredited, so we're accredited with the Higher Learning Commission for the North Central Association. It's exactly the same accreditation as ASU, U of A, NAU, in fact the entire region. And so we have an awful lot of people that share our accreditation who you might consider to be maybe more traditional institutions or at least much larger public institutions. We also have specialized accreditations. For example, we're a Center for Academic Excellence with the NSA and Department of Homeland Security. So that means that our information assurance curriculum, our cybersecurity curriculum, has been reviewed and certified by the National Security Agency and the Department of Homeland Security so that our students who graduate are ready for employment with those agencies.
That's impressive.
And so we look at those, and we send a good portion of our graduates every year in our cybersecurity disciplines to work for those agencies.
Amazing. So you don't have to, there was some movie, Catch Me If You Can, you don't have to go commit crimes before you can get hired.
No, in fact, we highly recommend that you don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a joke on the institution. One of the earliest conversations we have with our students, we put them through a whole, very deep set of ethics classes as they're moving then into their applied curriculum, particularly in that program. And that program isn't available to international students online. Oh. You have to come to our campus actually to do that program. And it's simply because we have to know who you are and you have to go through the background checks to come in, because we are teaching you a dangerous set of skills. But the joke that we share is, please don't commit a crime. If you're going to commit a crime, please commit a federal crime, because their prisons are much nicer. And you will spend time there, because almost anyone who thinks they're smarter isn't.
It's true.
You need to be careful with that.
It's one of those conundrums. You think
so
you're smart,
the conversations are making the students realize that the line is not big, wide, and gray, but narrow, thin, and black, and don't step over it.
Very good. I think you've shared that with a couple of students before, it sounds.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. I wanted to take a moment to have a commercial break.
Sure.
And then we'll come back and start talking about some of the types of specialties and majors that your university provides, and how those will integrate. Toward the end of the show, we'll talk about how they integrate into online advertising and the rest of the technology world that is burgeoning with Google and Facebook lately. So we will tune in with you after the break, and we look forward to it.